kind of very interesting.
What happened?
Well, Punk, like all the dirt sheet sites are reporting that.
Says it's Punk's intention. It's Punk's intention to return to WWE, and their Survivor Series in Chicago next month would be obviously the place to do that.
But here's the weird part of the story, though, as you would, I'm surprised. Okay, Meltzer reported that those close to Punk are saying like it's a done deal, bro. I find it interesting that this stuff is getting leaked because you wouldn't want anything to say.
He's probably leaking it.
But why would he leak it? That's my. I don't.
Well, why would he tell anybody? Why would he tell anybody that would leak it if he wanted to get it out?
You might ruin the deal. That's my point. Like, if I was negotiating,
that's true.
I wouldn't tell. Remember when there was a story Meltzer reported that
Bro, I'm going to go one.
Go ahead. What I was saying, Meltzer reported that I was telling people I was going to the WWE. Okay,
mm-hmm.
I never said that to anybody, and I literally called.
I told Meltzer that.
Did you really?
Told Meltzer that. No.
No, you probably can't. But I called Dave.
I never even heard about this, by the way. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, this is back in the day. This is way back in the day.
Okay.
When I got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got fired
after the Jackie thing. All right. Yeah.
Early 97.
And I had called Dave and told him, I don't know who you're hearing this from. I'm not going to WWE. He literally reported the next thing. And I think I may have said, unless it's coming from Canyon, Nash, I may have thrown your name out there even.
Right.
I said, let's just come for the feel like if this is not, you're not, maybe Raven, right? I go, it's you're not hearing anything and I know they wouldn't say that because they knew I wasn't going to WWE, right?
Right.
And he printed the next week, despite what Disco Inferno says. I have it from sources that he's going to WWE, and I'm like, okay, so I'm wondering if this is another, just question out there, right? Is this a bad source that's just creating wrestling dirt sheet news? Because all the bum sites are reported it, like Cultaholic and like all these all the marks.
So let me tell you.
Yeah, but it came from Dave first. Go ahead.
Let me tell you a couple things on.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a couple of things. So piggybacking on what you just said, when I went to WWE to the Hall of Fame, they specifically told don't say anything until we announce it. And you
never told us
me once on the show, right? And I was like, I can't comment, right? So why would you want to that deal? So maybe you're right. It isn't coming from Punk, but maybe he told somebody. And bro, in this world today where everybody wants to leak information like it's the cool thing to do or the right thing to do or whatever, you never know, because I know for a fact that when that went down with CM Punk in AEW, he was getting his narrative out there through people, because I know those people and they call it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
But I also think, I also want to say this. Me and Joe said that there's a good possibility he's going to go there. And the only reason I said that is a couple reasons. Number one, bro, they love to put it in AEW's face. They just love that. Just like AEW loves to put it in their face, right? I mean, Tony literally hates those guys. I don't think they hate AEW. I think they just like to put it in their face.
They're just programming against him. The old school promoter. Well, we're going to screw you.
Yeah, like what's going to happen.
You're right. Exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Or when AAA went to New York, they hadn't done a SmackDown there in like 15 years, and they did that same week, right? So we had to go to the little thing called the Paramount, which is like 2,000 people.
Right.
So hey, that's that. They're aggressive, and if I was working there, I would do that too. I would do that too. Yeah.
This is the guy that put all the territories out of business. So doing stuff like this is just minor compared to he's not trying to put AEW out of business. He's just counter programming against it, just needling them. Because hey, you want to compete against us.
They have a great thing in CM Punk that they don't have in Jade Cargill, and they have a great thing just like they had in Cody. They have a past together, so the story tells itself. He could join Cody as being part of the thing from AEW. He could go back, and get in Hunter's face again, like he did before. Like he already has a history there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what my take is now, if it comes to fruition, because I have a different. I didn't.
And can I say last thing? One last thing. Just my last argument, bro. You've got to think. You've got to know that Hunter, maybe Nick Khan, and Vince sit him down in a room and go, look, we put up with a lot of you. Then you went over there and you did that. One thing, and I don't care what it is, showing up late, talking back, whatever it is, you're out of here. Just so you know.
Okay.
You know what's interesting about
let me finish. Fine. You can end because you're the Punk expert, Joe. So my thinking originally with this thing, I'm probably going to end up owing Joe $100, but I had not really even considered or thought. I was just saying they don't want it back then. But then I was like, I didn't even think of this, and I should have thought of this because it's stupid if not me thinking this, bro. Vince, they don't. It's not their company anymore. Endeavor's is 51%. Right. So if the Endeavor people want Punk, like Hunter, and they can't say no, because they have 49%. The other people, and Endeavor is 51%. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe Endeavor's pushing for this. He's got a good relationship with them for the UFC and stuff. He still does stuff for their naming. Number two, and I did say this. I go, and the thing is, I'm not saying I would not want Punk on the show. My whole thing was just, I don't think they want him because is it worth the trouble? Now, two things. Number one, it's pretty much a pretty clear metric. The guy has 100,000 fans that will on television will follow CM Punk, and your numbers will go up when he is on TV. The cult of he's got a cult of fans. You can't deny that, right?
And there's still people that defend him no matter what. Right.
So you can't. There's obviously value in that, and they're from a metric standpoint, they're looking like, hey, this guy's. We're going to sell out. We can maybe raise the ticket prices in Chicago and do bigger houses. We can make some money off this guy, right?
Not like that. You can do a great angle. There's a lot of people that he can do great angles with.
Not even that. You kind of just lost the guy that had the spot that he's probably going to take. Edge, the older guy. He's in his 40s. His best days are behind him, but the guy still has tremendous, value.
Raising my hand emoji. Raising my hand emoji. I just thought of something.
Go ahead.
Remember who used to write for him and was his advocate? Paul Heyman.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So they could come up with some really cool.
I'm gonna tell you a story.
Yeah.
I would have thought that too.
Right.
I have sources.
Right.
I heard sources tell me they made me think that they were saying that
I may have a similar source. Go ahead.
Paul Heyman was not advocating for Punk back at the end there. So when Punk was doing the Fox thing, when he was doing that show, the backstage show, I'd heard that Paul Heyman really if the thing about him coming in was Paul Heyman wasn't really advocating for him. I think I think they have some negative things to say about it. Now that may not be true. Right. Never let the truth get away with a good story. The dirt sheets don't do that. So it's we're throwing rumors out there and stuff. But I would say, you're right. If he's, he does have value and he does improve the quality of the show. He's a great promo and he's a draw. And WrestleMania now is coming around. You just lost one of your traditional drawing guys like Edge. He's not on the card anymore. Everything. We got to fill that void. So I'm thinking. I would think that's the thought process that went into this if he comes back, So go ahead.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I don't know who corrected me, you or Joe, but remember when he went to the dressing room, they kicked him out?
Yep.
Yeah.
But then I heard it might have been for legal reasons, because Tony could have sued them.
Yeah, because they said Hunter talked to him and it seemed like everything was cool. And then Vince called or something and said he can't be there,
Right.
So that was basically what happened there. I would say, Disco, you're wondering why would if Punk's the leak, why would he leak it? Just outsider perspective, I wouldn't be surprised if it's him and WWE, because what WWE would want is they know Punk's a name and anything he does, if he's at a hockey game, it's a headline or something, people have pictures and whatever. So if it comes out now, they're negotiating with Punk and he might come back at Survivor Series next month. Once that word starts to travel to people that are fans like me and whoever, those people are going to tell their friends, yo, you want to watch a pay-per-view next month? Because I heard Punk's coming back. And it just, groundswell of interest.
Not even that. What if they throw it out, the WWE throws it out there, the Punk is coming back, and you're tuning in to the show waiting for him to come back, his fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Raw, SmackDown. Is Punk Punk going to be on tonight? I wonder if from a metric standpoint, the guy has tons of value.
And merch. He goes.
Merch. Well, I'm just saying, for numbers wise, ratings wise, the only guy that really you can see guys that draw on TV right now. Roman draws when the WWE guys go on NXT. the NXT numbers go up like 100,000. So like the main roster guys that are over and stuff. But I think they're looking at Punk as maybe, he's worth 100,000 people to our numbers. So
not only that, bro, there's a lot of people. Like he said, Joe said merch. He has a CM Punk doll. You still have that doll, Joe?
Somewhere.
Unbelievable.
Right. Well, Joe used to sleep with it. Okay, I gave him a lot of shit for it, so now he just wears a CM Punk T-shirt, which to me is kind of the same thing. But I think that it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Oh, and this is what I wanted to say. If you remember, Tony presented him the same way in AEW. He never said when he was going to show up. And so people were kind of like, okay, is he going to show up this week? Is he going to show up? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just, remember, it was just
when
like.
He showed up, then when he showed up, it came out on social media, which everybody, you get your notification. CM Punk just showed up, so you're tuning in, or friends are calling each other, bro, he showed up,
Not to mention, too, well, this is weird. Well, let me throw another thing out there, because that's kind of strange that they are leaking this, because look at how great TV The Rock showing up out of nowhere was. Complete surprise.
Right.
So, and then this is kind of like they're not doing that in this case. They're kind of throwing it out there that he could show up soon, survive, so as opposed to what if they just kept all the quiet and just showed up?
Can you tell me exactly what Dave said? Because I haven't read it. Do you have it, Joe? Or you just go?
This is just a tweet. I think it's from the.
Well, Sports Illustrated put it on too.
Just a lot. But Sports.
Dave Meltzer said
a mark. Those guys are marks. They don't. I wouldn't really consider.
And they got it. They got it from Dave anyway. But it says, Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer reports regarding CM Punk. There is obviously tons of talk regarding him returning. There have been rumors that it's happening, but those in WWE have only said no deal is completed, and those close to Punk have told us that it is his intention to return, and the two sides are in talks. And then it says,
that's like holding a lot of sort. That's like a lot of people talking. It sounds like, which I find weird. Like because it's obviously they're trying to get the story out there. If that's the case, but then I would go back to it's like, well, how credible are these sources that are saying that they're the sources here? What if this is all people are trying to get over? Like, hey, I made up a story. I don't know, because like it's not like wrestling journalism. They're double sourcing all this. And everything, it's just like reverse rumor mill, right? So I don't know.
When is Chicago date? When is the Chicago date?
Like another month and a half, right?
Yep.
It's like 6 weeks away. So that's right around the corner.
Bro, we're going to be hearing a lot of
Survivor Series, rather. Yeah, November 25th in Chicago.
That's good.
And that's good for, and that's another
good
thing.
YouTube numbers. Good for the YouTube numbers.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He always does good numbers.
And not that they need it, since the company's hot and everything, in Chicago is such a great wrestling town, but I think that could take the show from people in Chicago going, oh, Survivor Series, that's cool. Yeah, you want to go? Maybe I'll go. To people in Chicago, wrestling fans and Punk fans going, I gotta be there. I gotta be there.
Joe, will you drive from Philadelphia to Chicago to see him?
Joe, it's irrelevant.
No,
the show is selling out anyway. The show,
WWE
pay-per-views are selling out regardless whether Punk's on the shows or not. They're all selling out. Like, so that's not. They're looking at this from a metric standpoint, ratings and WrestleMania. We need bodies that draw for WrestleMania. Now that we don't have Edge, who was a spot, semi-main, top 3 match on the card spot.
Plus, he's going to draw on TV too.